Well, miserable weather outside has not kept a pretty good crowd from getting inside Jersey Mike's Arena to see the Scarlet Knights welcome Bucknell to Piscataway for the first time in 22 years.
On what you need to do in the student component or in the athlete component of being a student athlete.
Yeah, that's not the young guys. That's the older guys, Mulcahy to Amori. That's the third or fourth time they run that to open a game.
It's crazy. Good back screen action, freeing up one of the quickest jumpers in the land, and all you got to do is throw it up to the right.
Now this is the end that we're going to be watching all night. Bucknell is a team that shoots better than 50% from the floor and 40% from three. That's the 7-footer Andre Screen. He did break his nose a couple weeks ago. Mawat Mag on the baseline. We'll see how Rutgers does on the rebounding side of things, because it's not just Screen. Alex Timmerman is a 6'11" forward as well. Ian Mota for three. And
Mota is a guy that can mix it up, and he's got a lot of experience under his belt, ability to stretch the floor. If you're Rutgers, you got to be able to close out, lock down, and make him a driver.
Mulcahy coming off a 7-assist game in the win over Wake Forest. Connell working his way back, trying to find his offensive rhythm. And you talked to him before the game today about his defense leading to that.
And he talked about that scoring void with Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. no longer being at Rutgers, and the ability for him to step up and show that he has a couple tricks in his bag, and he's been looking confident, showcasing what he can do right there in that last play.
Timmerman's got a lot of size over Mag. They bat it around, and Andre Screen can't find the bottom of the hole.
A lot of size all in all for this Bucknell team, one of the largest groups that has ever played in the Patriot League for this stat.
Well, they got a 7-footer on the bench too, who's a freshman. Doesn't really see a lot of time. Okay, to get the ball on the ground before hitting with his feet. Goes to the rim, lays it up and in, and Rutgers up by 3 here in the early go. Got caught down low again. You can see the emphasis to take it at Cliff Amori. They just haven't been able to finish.
Yeah, nice job by him remaining vertical, not breaking that plane, and pick up easy, quick fouls, which has been a problem for him.
Wow, Amori got control. He's got 4 early. Here's Xander Rice. The double came from Cam Spencer. To Screen. Fouled on the way up. And the 7'1" junior from Virginia will go. Austin, you've seen every Rutgers game this season, is both from the TV perspective and on the radio side for Rutgers Network.
At second, if the screen is successful or not, and I think it's more so if the opposing group actually did an adequate enough job of planning for it and scouting report defense in that last.
Now Rutgers 4 of 5 shooting here in the early going. The Bison 1 of 5. The alley-oop again! This time from Mag. And I guess the screen is what.
See those numbers, and obviously they speak high volumes to what this group has been doing collectively, but catching up with Coach Peichel ahead of the game. He mentioned personnel leading to a lot of the success that you see as Caleb McConnell finished theirs in a rip through. He's never had a team with this many interchangeable parts and guys locked in. One key word you always hear from Steve Peichel is his team is connected defensively.
Caleb McConnell was the head of that last year as the conference defensive player of the year. Jake Vanderheiden on the floor. Josh Bosco on the floor. Jack Forrest, the transfer from St. Joe's, on the floor as well. So holds 6 shots.
A lot of looks from within the inner horseshoe, if you will, and big bodies operating in one-on-one situations. You got to be able to take advantage of the chippies when you're on the road.
That's a much tougher shot with the shot clock winding down. Xander Rice trying to get it over the big man Amori. McConnell fades away. He's having a good offensive first half for Rutgers.
Pace and space for Caleb McConnell, never in a rush or in a hurry. He likes those one-on-one matchups, and says, we were speaking before the game, he's liking the ability to get to that fadeaway. Dirk Nowitzki-esque, if you will, leveraging and utilizing his size over smaller defenders.
Great kick out in open Forrest. He can't rattle that home. Bucknell now 1 of 9 to open this game. They hit 75% in the second.
It makes you resort for shots that you don't typically rely upon.
Mulcahy on the down to Amori. Pointed right over Timmerman. And they'll go for the line. Opportunity for three.
Since his days at Gil St. Bernard here in New Jersey.
Wearing the headband's one thing, but a little bit of a Magic Johnson in these times. That's a great step back. Maybe that gets Bucknell going. Bosco, fifth made triple on the season, and it wasn't an easy one.
Nice move, step back, leveraging a little bit of space and rising up confidently.
Bray Hyatt and Derek Simpson on the floor for Rutgers for the first time. Hyatt's been coming off the bench. This is the third straight game. Again, trying to get Amori out of there. The foul called on screen. Said he'd like to get it to 70 before he's finished. And that stroke looked good. Coming up, Gadaway was at Maryland last night, where it's dropping down to 8 degrees tonight. Those might be the two warmest places across the Big Ten right now. Take 10 or 11. If you actually stretch that out over the course of a game, very difficult against a Rutgers team that forces more than 17. The senior Vander Heiden. He's caught deep, leads in, and banks it in.
It's a tough play and an excellent job maintaining. If you can't go over individuals, you got to use angles and touch to convert offensively.
Spencer had it knocked away and quick hands to get it back. Takes the three and drills it.
This is just something that I believe gets guys up in the Rutgers Scarlet Knights program that want to come out and prove that they can compete against the best. One of the true best home court advantages in all of America.
No question about that. Connell has 8 here in the first half.
Facets of the basketball court and making sure that he is always up to speed with individual opponents' tendencies, so he knows when to swipe in an efficient manner at the rock.
Woelfel working on the 7-footer. Brilliant pass to Hyatt. Austin against Wake Forest, shooting 73% against a Bucknell team that allows teams to shoot 39%.
And to your point, Jason, they were able what you need on a night in and night out basis. I think they have a multitude.
Again, you don't know what you're going to get. Bucknell played 2 nights ago. Rutgers been off since Saturday. But you come into this game, at least statistically, and sure, the Bison haven't played the schedule that Rutgers has played. But they're a 50% shooting team. They're a 40% three-point.
I think that this staff has done a really good job of diversifying the type of competitive talent that they're competing against, which is only going to bode well as they approach Patriot League and conference play.
Edmonds on the bounce to Timmerman. Again, the size. Woelfel held his ground. Nice move to get back to the paint. And he lost 11. He wants it again, this time with Mawat Mag back in the game. They've gone to this matchup, and there's the swipe down you were talking about. But they lost it, and an easy 2 for Rice.
That he play right
on here for Bucknell. Starting to get the offense going. Hit 5 of its last 7 shots. Hyatt, tough, off of 1 foot. The offensive putback. And Amori will go back to the free throw. For you and I'll get the pickup game. I'm still not doing it. Amori puts in the free throw.
The other thing, a kid from SoCal that took a chance on Rutgers, and a guy that education was paramount in his overall decision, and he had to buy into Coach Pikel's vision as much as Coach Pikel had to buy in to his individual potential.
Screen. Got the difficult pass from Bosco. And Austin to this game. He has made 2 of those this year. Rice trying to answer. Screen, brought it down, and Mulcahy swapped it away.
To your point, that's been crucial as Paul Mulcahy loses a shoe right there. Accumulate a lot of condensation. When you add the whole, I need a windshield wiper or something.
I mean, you could carry that around. McConnell, that's his first miss of the half. Amori still hasn't missed. It's very good competition, and they are still top 10 in a whole bunch of defensive categories. You know what you're going to get on the defensive end. But the fact that the offense after the Seton Hall game has come to life against Wake Forest and now tonight against Bucknell.
Yeah, it's going back to that one theme of sharing the game of basketball as Woelfel working relentlessly on the weak side.
By 19. Simpson. And another offensive rebound. Mulcahy for three. Screen is fouled with three.
The most promising part is he has excellent form. It's just a matter of confidence or long and short when he puts up shot opportunities. So as he gets more reps, as Paul Mulcahy drops off for a beautiful layup attempt, he'll start to convert.
On an 8-0 run, the Bison have missed their last 8 shots. Back down to Amori. Rice wants it back. Again, plenty of emphasis. This time, Amori just let Screen have it. And he's finally able, all of those have been within 5 feet. Got his hand up there, and Simpson still knocked it in.
Speaking with Coach Steve Peichel before the game, one thing that he mentioned to me was that it's going to be crucial to continue to get Derek Simpson, as you see him convert right here. That was my excuse there.
Cliff Amori is talking to Andre Screen as he is backing him down. Count the bucket and the foul on McConnell. His dad, King Rice, head coach at Monmouth, is here.
I believe that if you have somebody leading that can figure things out, it would be a guy like Nathan Davis.
Alley-oop to Amori again. Time, because that's his third alley-oop of the half. And Screen trying to answer, draws the second foul on Amori.
Yet again, the Rock, little back screen
for 7 minutes.
The beauty of it is, next time down, maybe it's Cam Spencer who's the beneficiary as Bucknell keys in on not allowing Cliff Amori to continue to get lobs on the weak side.
And Amori's on the bench with 2 fouls. 17 here in the first half. Mulcahy on the drive. Eye off the glass and the tap out. Spencer. Shot clock turned off in what has been a dominant first half for the Scarlet Knights. Their first game since a dominant first half against Wake Forest. Xander Rice for 3. And maybe that carries over for Bucknell into the second half. Simpson checks the clock. Steps back, 3 at the buzzer. And that will send us to the half, but not before Rutgers jumped out to more than 2.
And what they've meant to Rutgers athletics. You know, you have an individual who helped build a foundation, and sometimes you got to, again, slow cook the process of, you know, getting your team to go in the right direction, and that's what Coach Steve Peichel has done here for the Scarlet Knights basketball team. And, you know, mimicking a...
But they shoot 50% from the floor, 40% from 3.
Guys being in sync, on ball defense, communicating and speaking. Gotta be loud, and you see Mawat Mag, a lot of the unheralded. He's able to go from leading and spearheading full court pressure to battling with guys giving up 3 and 4 inches in the paint. A lot of interchangeable parts for Steve Peichel at his disposal.
Great pass from Edmonds to Screen, who picked up his second foul moments ago. Andre Screen, 7 points. They struggled with Cliff Amori in the first half. 17 for Amori in the first 20 minutes. That is his season high for an open.
Cliff Amori against Zach Edey, and, you know, a lot of youth for that Purdue Boilermaker team in the backcourt. How they bode well against the activity of this Rutgers Scarlet Knights backcourt.
A lot of contact, no foul. With let Spencer leak out for the easy 2. He's never going to be the guy that's 18, 20 points a night. That's not who he is. The amount of what he does filled up the rest of the stat sheet. And there's one of those steals you were talking about. McConnell, great moves, coast to coast with the layup.
Pace in contest after being out. This is a crowd that erupted. He just means that much to this program. A plug-and-play guy and an emotional leader.
Mag called for the foul, reaching over the back of Timmerman.
He had for himself, put in the work, and as a lot of people say, the work that you do in the dark comes out in the light.
High archer in the lane for Xander Rice. The Bison have been unable to get closer than 13 the rest of the way.
Yeah, Rutgers doing a phenomenal job taking care of the pill. Speaking with Coach Steve Peichel ahead of the game, he mentioned that 12 turnover.
The only thing you could complain about if you were Steve Peichel in the game against the Demon Deacons. Just 3 tonight against Bucknell. Woolfolk backed his way into a basket.
That's tough. Like that ability. A senior defender, if you're Antoine Woolfolk, and confident ability to get over that left shoulder and rise up accordingly.
Easy pass just picked off. Simpson, that time he finished it. Maybe somebody told him at half.
Tight clip, close to the rack, and good size here for the Bison. So it's not as though they're utilizing just their size and length to do so. They're doing so over, nice size and stature.
There's the foul on Moda on the drive, which
turnover margin at plus 4.4 per game. Lead the Big Ten in turnovers force, a recipe for success going forward. More magical moments at Jersey Mike's Arena. The Ranked Reapers are the name that this program has been done, and who can forget some of those moments like Purdue at the buzzer, Ron Harper Jr. or Caleb McConnell's chase down block again
for beyond the arc. Midway point of the second half, Cliff Amore already with his 4th double-double of the season. The offensive putback, and I'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
Continuing to play until the final whistle.
For the Scarlet Knights, originally because of the injuries to Caleb McConnell and then Paul Mulcahy, has been coming off the bench and on.
First couple of years at LSU, accrued a lot of valuable experience in the NCAA tournament and took a little bit of time. As you see him knock it down right there in the corner before the game, and mention how a lot of his confidence now is as the result of a void being left there with the graduation of Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. The writing was on the wall that he needs to step up.
And he finishes again on the dish from McConnell. And what? Timmerman. And Amore waited. He was just patient. And that last second of seeing him come over altered the shot. McConnell again. He's got 12. Now this was an 18-point game at the half. Rutgers had 44 in the first half, tied for the second most they've had this season. I wonder if that shoulder's still bothering him a little bit as he's running slowly back down the floor. Spencer on the break, Mulcahy. Mag left alone.
You can, and when you got a guy with the feel of Paul Mulcahy leading the break, just get to where you need to get to, and he'll find you. Mawat Mag, the beneficiary, rising up.
Back out to Forrest. And the grad transfer from St. from beyond the arc. And again, it does not look like it tonight, but this is a solid Bucknell offense.
It is.
That Rutgers has just put the absolute clamps here since that Seton Hall atmosphere here in this building a couple weeks ago.
Favor in the direction of the defensive side of things, regardless, because you can fix, your offensive woes, especially when you have so many different contributions on a night in and night out basis. And I believe that also will bode well. A new team that I saw in Piscataway.
Well, and that's why, look, for Rutgers, the way they played some of the games certainly big, but getting one of those non-conference, major conference wins like they had against Wake Forest was big, because you have no idea where Wake Forest will finish in the net. Quad 1, Quad 2 game as McConnell easily lays that one in.
Very cheeky.
Cliff Amore on the defensive end. 5 blocks. New season high for the big man. As we approach 4 minutes to go here in Piscataway. A game that Rutgers has not let up from start to finish. 3 on the shot clock, and Screen stayed with it, and he'll get a couple of free throws. I'll get Andre Screen in the Dark Knight mask that he is wearing. You knew 9 years ago you'd have to protect that face for TV.
Got to think about the long-term, big, holistic picture.
Now, there'll be better days for Bucknell. An experienced ball club with some talent. Dean Reber seeing his first action. Another board. Into the front court. Simpson goes baseline again. Now, I'm not careful. This game, Rutgers has shot above 50% really since 3 minutes in. They might finish below 50% in this game. Vanderheiden drills the triple.
I think we might be the only people on this side worrying about that.
Yeah.
RU is in a good place.
Again, timeout here on the floor.
Focused on, obviously, the holiday experience, and we had a weather advisory. This team was locked in. Hours and hours of film.
Oh! Jalen Miller landed hard. So the decision made on who's going to shoot the...
And every opponent on a weekly basis, a little bit of burn as Tech here at Rutgers does a really good job of simulating the tendencies of opposing players, getting the starters ready to go.
Oscar Palmquist just took a little bit of a shot to the face, but nobody wants it. Either seems fine. Now, the other part of that team you were just talking about, along with Aiden Terry, Logan Stevens now on the floor.
Rocking the OG T-Max. Haven't seen those in a minute.
You don't have a pair in your closet?
I wish I did.
Palmquist for 3! Stevens is fouled, then he'll go to the free throw line.
Of the minutes at his disposal.
Now, one of the other takeaways tonight, if you are a Rutgers fan, with the 2 free throws there by Logan Stevens, Austin, they're 16 of 18 at the free throw line.
Yeah. There's been ebbs and flows in that particular category from a field goal percentage, a free throw percentage standpoint. So definitely a confidence building stat as a takeaway. Really good to see if you're a Scarlet Knights fan.
Now, they did get to 50, but now Rutgers, the opportunity to dribble this one out. A start to finish dominant effort at home by the Scarlet Knights. And Steve Pikiell's team will be able to enjoy the holidays with an 85-50 win on a great defensive night that Caleb McConnell and Cliff Amore led, and a 35-point victory over Bucknell.